Hey y'all, and welcome to a very much needed tiny house update. So I am building a tiny house on my parents' property. I'm so excited. It's been going really well. We did have a couple delays in the building process. For one, I was in a musical theater show for a week, and then two, I was sick for a week. And so a lot of decisions weren't getting made. But this week has been very productive. I'm excited to show y'all the house. So these are the sliding doors from the back porch into the house. The most recent addition that I've talked about in the house is the loft. When we originally started this house, it wasn't gonna have a little loft upstairs thing, and then it kind of just worked out that we were very inspired and we decided, you know what, we should do a loft. And now I can't imagine the house without one. But the most recent addition that no one has seen yet is the kitchen. I was really excited to pick out the kitchen because it's a really big deal. You spend so much of your time like washing dishes, being by the sink, eating, making food, all that kind of stuff. And so I wanted the kitchen to be just like so cozy and a place that I just really wanted to stand by and be at. So this is the kitchen at the moment. We were supposed to keep all of the blue on all the cabinets, so don't mind that these two don't have any blue. It's supposed to protect the countertops while construction is going on around them. And we ended up just taking these ones off. We really want to see the color. So the vision for it is basically fridge would go right here in this little hole. We found a fridge that's the perfect size. My mom ordered this countertop and stained it herself and put it on the cabinets herself. The cabinets themselves are from IKEA, but we bought it without a countertop. I really wanted to have wood countertops because I just love how they look, and I love the contrast on the white wall. This white wall is so gorgeous, and also with this window right here, it's kind of a dreary day, okay? But imagine it on a sunny day, how gorgeous this view is gonna be. I love it so much, and there's a convenient little spot to put my camera, so it'll be easy for vlogging. The countertops are definitely a good height for me. When they were first put in, they were a little bit too short, so I had my mom raise them, and I definitely feel really good about the height of it now. So right here on this wall, I'm probably gonna be putting floating shelves because I don't have a whole lot of like pantry space. I don't know which of these drawers I'll end up filling up mainly of food, but I'll figure that out probably on this side because this side is where the fridge is going to be, and it makes more sense for food to all be on this side. And then I'll have to put like cutlery, cleaning supplies and stuff on maybe this end of the kitchen. I'm really excited. This is where my coffee bar is going to be. So I am going to definitely have shelves here because I'm going to put like my mason jars, my syrups, my coffee supplies, and then here I'll have my machine. And I can just picture it now, making my coffee here every day on this side of my little countertop. I just want to move in here so bad. I just love it. So this is the front door, obviously. I'm really happy with the doors that we picked. They're just so neutral. Like, they're not giving anything too crazy, but the glass, number one, brings in a lot of light, and then number two, there's nothing like distracting about the door. Like, it's just kind of perfect. We still haven't put handles in because we have to pick out which ones we want. There's also a little bit of overhead counter space here, and this was actually a strategic decision. We were thinking it'd be a really cool idea to hang little hooks here and be able to hang like either trash bags or some sort of storage thing, or like those little rope fruit bags that you find. So there are a lot of different things that we can do with this overhead counter space, even though it's small. But we definitely, you know, being a tiny house, need to maximize the amount of space and storage that we have. So this right here is where the sink is gonna be, and this is the sink. When it first arrived, I was like, dang, it's really large. Like, maybe I don't need one this large. But then I did realize, like, well, I won't have a dishwasher, and I'm gonna be hand cleaning all of my own dishes, and so I probably will need a big, large sink. So then right here is the bathroom. So far, there's not too much to say about the bathroom. We're definitely a little bit behind on making progress on the bathroom, other than the fact that we have picked out what bathroom cabinet we want to go right here, which was a really big decision. Okay, so then this is the living room. We do have an AC unit in here now, which is so exciting. It doesn't turn on just yet because electrical hasn't finished their job, but so for the living room, pretty much all we're gonna be able to fit is a sofa and a little dining table. I do want the dining table to be tall, and I want it to be kind of like a bar situation. I find taller seats a lot more easy for me to sit in. Don't know why, but I just like them better. It'll also look better, so I think it'll probably end up being the same height as like the kitchen cabinets, maybe taller. So like kitchen here, dining table right here. Actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, it will need to be probably a little bit taller. But it's just such a good spot with this window right here. And there's also an outlet right here, which is perfect because oftentimes I'll be editing on this dining table and doing work on my computer, and so to have an outlet right there is perfect. And then basically over here is where the sofa will be. I have no ideas about what color sofa to do because Obviously the house is very neutral, like the walls are still brown, and then there's the white wall, and then the cabinets are white. So I feel like there needs to be some pop of color, but I'm just not certain on what that color is yet. Originally, when I was thinking about building a tiny house, I had this idea that I really wanted there to be hints of red everywhere. But the more that we build this house, the more I'm like, I don't know that red fits, which is kind of disappointing because I was so sold on it. But now I'm just like, I just don't know. Doesn't feel right. So let me know if you guys have any ideas for an accent color. I think like a sage green would be nice, or just leather, but that's also too neutral. Or maybe like a soft blue like this. I wear a lot of blue. I will say I am most excited about the room that is going to be underneath the loft. So this is the space that's underneath the loft. I can't believe how much it completes the house, and I just can't believe that this was not the original idea. This whole room is gorgeous. It makes sense with the window right there. So my current idea is that we'll do an IKEA closet in this corner, and it will be like a corner closet, and it'll have doors, so it won't be like visible. It won't look like a closet. It'll just look like cabinets. And then I'm thinking I'll put my piano right here, which is like a large keyboard electronic piano type thing. And then I also just bought a new guitar, and that's gonna need to go somewhere. So I'll put it on a stand, maybe like over here, or I don't really know how I'll configure it, but I definitely know that I want this space to kind of be themed around my hobbies, which is like music. But I am definitely most excited to do this room and to kind of make it its own, because it's gonna be so amazing to write songs here and just to have friends over and to hang out and lay on the carpet and talk together. And oh my gosh, like I just can't wait. I also can't wait for the lighting in here. I'm gonna put little light bulbs all over this place, and fairy lights and lamps and stuff. And so at nighttime I wanted to have this really warm, cozy feeling. I haven't talked too much about, but my initial thought was that I really wanted white walls because that's just kind of like, it's modern, it's safe. But when I came in here and we were talking about painting the walls white, I was like, no. It's what makes it like cabiny and very much in the forest, and it just really embraces like what we're doing. And I feel like just to do a white house is kind of just like boring. It just gives like studio vibes. So I'm really happy with how these walls look. My mom did put a stain over them to keep them protected, and there is a little bit of white in the stain, so they're not super yellow. Before they were definitely more so yellow, but I feel like the tone is really nice. So then above this room is the loft, of course, which I'm not gonna lie, I have not been up the loft yet. So we haven't figured out yet how we want to do the ladder. We were thinking about having a staircase ladder because that will be less scary. But it's kind of a really silly use of space to have stairs coming all the way out. And so we are considering just a ladder that I would climb up. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a scaredy cat, but I also don't want to feel like if I get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night when I'm like all tired that it's going to be hard for me to get down. I think it'll be fine. I think I'm overthinking it because once I do it once, I'll be like, oh, this isn't scary or hard. It is something to consider. I could go up right now on one of these ladders, these construction ladders. But I don't trust construction ladders because literally the second you get on them, they start like shaking. Can't do it. What's really exciting is that up there, there's literally a window. And so I'll be able to lie on my mattress, on my bed, and read a book and open the window and drink my coffee in the morning. And even talking about it just gets me like way too excited, and I need it now. And I'm just so excited. Okay, so I have decided a color for the outside of the house, which is a really big deal. I have made countless videos and posts about how I could not figure out what color I wanted. So the original thought was it had to be one of these kinds of colors, a bluey green, because there's a lot of green around our house. I wear a lot of green and blue. It made sense to me. I had this intrusive thought midday once where I was like, I think the house needs to be a neutral color. And then I was kind of like, oh, is that disappointing? Like, I want this house to have personality and show my personality. But my mom and I still did some samples of brown and white, so just neutral stuff on this side of the house, and I really liked these browns. I looked at a ton of little tiny houses on Pinterest, and I realized the ones I was always drawn to most were white ones, which is funny because I really want the inside to have the brown walls. But I think on the outside, it needs to just be simple. It needs to just be white. And I just think that the blue or green would really throw people off because it'd be all colorful and fun on the outside, and then you'd walk in and it's like this neutral, mature kind of adult looking house. That just doesn't really sit right with me. Like, it just doesn't feel right. And the greens are beautiful. And I definitely want to have some green inside the house in terms of like colors in the carpet or decor and plants and stuff like that. And the couch, like I mentioned, maybe being a sage green. I don't know. I just think the house needs to be white. I do think though, to spice it up, it'd be really cool if these window frames around the window were one of these brown colors, which I have not decided which one. I think that I like this one the best, this light one, and especially next to the white. Like, doesn't that look like yummy? It looks like ice cream, and I just like want to eat it up. This one's a lot more red, which I'm not loving, and then this one's very chocolatey, and then this one's kind of like a soft chocolate, which is also quite nice. But I think that the house being white with brown windows gives it enough personality, but still doesn't lead you astray for what's to come on the inside. So I hope y'all agree with my decision. And if you don't now, I think you will eventually. Oh my gosh, I love this house. I love this house. It took us about 3 weeks to decide the color on the floors. The first one that came was really gray. The second one that came was way too light and didn't look good with the amount of lightness on the wall. And so my mom was like, we need a dark color. It needs to contrast the walls, which is very different from what I originally thought, but she's totally right. And so we got a sample of the wood color, and it's absolutely perfect. It's gorgeous, and I cannot wait for y'all to see it. I'm gonna keep it a little surprise for now because I don't want to give everything away. But the floors are gonna be perfect, and that is the next step. So we're working on putting the floors in this week. That's why I'm excited that this video is done before the floors, because showing the progress I think is so fascinating. And I have an album on my phone of like all the progress of the house. And it's just crazy because when I'm living here, I'm gonna look back and be like, oh my gosh, remember when it was literally just like a yellow box and like we didn't have all of these things? And so it's just really exciting that I get to document this. I hope y'all are looking forward to the next tiny house video. Hopefully it will be coming soon, depending on how much we get done. I'm excited for the phase where I get to just go shopping and move in, like for real, for real. I love y'all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!